Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to subtract tens. This will be similar to what we did yesterday. So, just like we did yesterday, get your pencil or crayons to work with, and I will let you pause the video until you get your materials and come back and we will begin. Okay? Now, I hope you have your crayon, pencils, and your paper, and we will begin working through this lesson together. You will see that it is similar to yesterday's, but we are going to subtract. We are going to find the difference. At the top of my screen, I will start with the one color like I did yesterday. We will talk about the first problem. Tara has 30 seashells. 20 shells are big, the rest are small. How many small shells does she have? This will be like we have worked on throughout the year when we break things apart. So we will start with Tara's 30 seashells. And we will draw 10, 20, 30. There are three groups of 10 and 30, so we drew our lines to represent three groups of 10. Just as we talked earlier in the year, when we subtract, we find the difference of something, we break it apart, we will only use the one set, the 30 seashells, to break this apart. We will not use a different color like we did the other day, and we will not draw the 20 big shells because the 20 big shells are within the 30 shells that she has, whether it's in her bucket or laying out in front of her. If you can picture that in your mind, what we're going to do is we are going to take and separate those 20 big shells that she has by circling those and Xing them out like we did when we drew our subtraction problems earlier in the school year. So this lets us see the shells she has. She had 30 shells. We have taken away the 20 that are the big shells, and we have X'd those out because we know she has 20 big shells. We want to know how many shells in her bucket or laying in front of her. Those are small. And we see that what we have left is we have one group of 10. So this group of 10 will represent how many small shells that Tara has. So she has 20 big shells, and we have found the difference is she has 10 small shells. Okay, now let's do another example together. This time Sammy has 50 shells. So I want you to draw with me, and let's think first, how many 10s in 50? And I hope you said 5. So you will take your crayon or your pencil and draw 5 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, it says that he had 50 shells. He gives 30 shells to his friend, and we want to know how many he has left, how many he has now. So think with me. By looking at our first example, how are we going to show that he gave 30 of his shells to his friend? I hope you said that we are going to circle and X out 30 of those shells. So we count 10, 20, 30, and we will circle 30 of those shells, and we will X those out, showing that he gave those to his friend. Now we want to know how many shells that Sammy has left. So we look at the shells we have not X'd out and we count those, 10, 20. And we can see that he has 20 shells left after he gave 30 of those shells to his friend. Now we are going to move on to our next page like we did the other day. I'm going to first erase all of the work that we have done on these pages, and you may use the same page you have. You may want to turn it over to the back because this time we will be writing the number sentence to go with our problem. And now you will see that we have a space below our number sentence. Now this is going to be similar to what you will do on your own in your seesaw activity today. We see that number one, we have 60 minus 20. This is like we did just a moment ago. So we always take the bigger number when we are doing subtraction, and we have talked about this many times throughout our school year. So I hope that you are looking at 60 minus 20, which number is the larger number. And I hope you said 60. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to think how many tens in 60. I hope you said 6, and I will draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we will take 20 of those tens away. I am going to change colors to help you to see this a little better maybe. So I will circle 20 of my tens and X those out because that is what we are giving away, taking away, breaking apart from our 60. So now we want to see how many tens we have left. So let's count 10, 20, 30, 40. So 60 minus 20 is 40. And now let's think. My 0 does not look great, but I know yours looks better. I would like for you to tell me how many tens in 40 because I have drawn my tens down a little too long. I'm going to write it right here. And yes, there are 4 tens in 40. Okay. Let's go to number 2 and let's do this one together. This is 70 minus 30. We want to think which number is bigger. Great, I hope you said 70. And then we want to think how many tens in 70? And I hope you said 7. So we are going to draw 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, it almost looks like my Promethean. Sometimes the pen just goes very far down. I hope your page looks like my page. We have 70. We have 7 groups of 10 to represent 70. And now we're going to take away 30. So we want to, I am going to change colors to help you to see that a little better. And we're going to count 10, 20, 30. Each line represents 10. We're going to circle this and we're going to X this out. That shows that they gave 30 away. Now we want to see how many we had left, and we have 10, 20, 30, 40. I hope you have 40 left as well. And so 70 minus 30 is 40. And we will write this answer here. Now we are going to think how many tens in 40. And I hope you said 4. And I will write 4 here because again, I have gone down a little too far. So now what I would like for you to do is pause the video. I would like for you to write 80 minus 20 on your paper. And then I want you, when you are finished with that, I want you to come back and I will work it out and you can check your work. Okay. Now I hope that you have had time to work out 80 minus 20. I will decide how many tens in my largest number. My largest number is 80. There are 8 tens, and I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I know that I am going to take away 20 of those, and so I will circle 2, and I will X out 2, and then I will count to see how many I had left. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I hope you had that. 80 minus 20 is 60. And how many tens in 60? And that would be 6. Okay, again, I would like for you to pause the video. I would love for you to work out 90 minus 40 and then come back with me and check your work. Okay, I hope that you've had time to do your work, and I am going to decide out of 90 minus 40, what is my largest number? My larger number is 90. There are 9 tens in 90, and I will draw that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Now, out of 90 minus 40, we're going to take 40 away, and I'm going to change again to help you see that better. And I will circle 4 of the tens, and I will X those out, which will allow us to see what 90 minus 40, the difference. And now let's count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I hope you got 50 for your difference. That is the answer to a subtraction problem. And we will write 5 and 0. And then we will think how many tens are in 50. And we know that there are 5. So we will write the number 5. So great. Wonderful job. Now, please show your work. You will have a page similar to this as your seesaw activity. I want you to show your work. I realize that if some of you have trouble with a stylus or writing on top of your paper, you may copy the problems from the seesaw activity on your own paper. You can use a pencil, your crayons. I would prefer not a pen because it makes it messy sometimes when we mess up. And you can write it on your paper, make a picture of it, and just send it to me through messages, and that will be perfect. I just want it to be whichever way is easiest for you. Again, if you have problems with this today and your children do not understand, I will be willing to Zoom with you to help you understand this better. Also, watching this video again could help you. Okay, good luck, boys and girls. I can't wait to see your work.